guys, Thad here with Iowa Budget RC, and now that the lunchbox slash Rolling Thunder build is done, I'm gonna go to Radio Shack truck. The Sonic Thunder, last time I drove it in the videos, as you guys saw, I did not like that I put it on 3S and it burned up that original motor, which I believe is a 280, it might be a 380. Either way, I've got this little Surpass Hobbies, same as Ghoul RC, I think, honestly. Brushless motor. It is a 4-pole motor. It's 28-38 size, and it is 4,700 kV. So that should really make this little sucker move, and so much so that we might have to epoxy the diff. I'm okay with that. If it has posi and it does wheelies like that, that's what this little bar on the back here is for. Not that it's going to work too much, but that means you can see that motor is completely locked up. So we got problems. And to go along with that Surpass brushless motor, I've got a Surpass brushless ESC that is 2S or 3S. This is the version 2.3. I don't know if that really means anything, but it does have the fan on it, which I've found useful in the past. I actually, where's it at? Up here, the brushless buggy. This is the same ESC I used in that, and excuse me, it worked really good. So anyway, that's the plan, is to start on this. Also, I'm thinking, let me grab it. Since I did the Rolling Thunder over here with the lunchbox body, I'm thinking of taking the decals off of this street comber. Some of them are peeling up anyway, and making this the Frankenstein. Frankenstein is what the Midnight Pumpkin was based off of, also what this truck was based off of, because this truck is a derivative of the Tamiya QD Midnight Pumpkin. And this is just a spare body that I've got, and it's in really good condition, but the roll bar, the chrome on the roll bar is fading and whatever else. And so anyway, I'm thinking that this is going to become the Frankenstein. I'm going to see about getting some decals made that say Frankenstein that go on the door just like it had. Side note, when I got my Blackfoot as a kid, it had a Lexan body on it that was one of these 53 style Ford truck that my cousin had painted yellow and hand painted Frankenstein on the door. So anyway, that's a distinct possibility as to what may come of this truck, because I don't want to change the Sonic Thunder body. I actually really like this body being black and having the cool graphics on it that it's got. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to pull this rear end off of here. Basically, kind of, it's almost like a lunchbox or that style. But instead of having to pull that center brace out, you pull one of these side braces off, and which is actually part of the battery box, and then it pops right off. So don't really care about the motor wires. This has a 1060 ESC in it, which I'll save and I'll use that on a different project. So we'll replace that with this one and use the receiver that we've been using, which is one of those Have-Bison or whatever off of Amazon, and they're awesome. So I should have ordered 2 sets of those oil shocks. I could have put those on this baby and would have made a difference, I think. I might pop these off and see if I can get them apart and use the lunchbox springs on it. I think that would actually make a difference, because this thing is going to just squat and go and do wheelies now. But anyway, that's kind of the goal. We've got to have something to go with the lunchbox, and the Midnight Pumpkin's in sad shape, and I just want it to be a shelf clean. I do have the parts to fix the front end on that, but I'm just that truck means a lot to me, even though it's not my original truck, so I don't want anything bad to happen to it. And the QD Blackfoot is just too darn nice to modify. I mean, this thing is This thing is awesome in itself, and they actually made a QD clodbuster that was the same body, just had clodbuster decals on it instead of the Blackfoot decals. But anyway, guys, so that's the plan. I will kind of take you along for the ride. This will be a few-part video, and this is just kind of the introduction. All right, wheels off, shocks off, and you can see kind of the difference between the QD Tamayas and the Radio Shack line. For one, the gears are a little bit smaller, more compact than the Radio Shack ones, but actually I think they're a little bit stronger than the Tamaya ones. But then instead of having a stud sticking out of the brass hex there, you just use a machine screw that goes in there. So now I have to pull this side case off. It's 3 screws, can pop that off, and this whole thing comes out just like a regular, like a Midnight Pumpkin, Grasshopper, whatever kind of transmission. All right, so here's that side cover, and as you can see, it's just almost exactly like the Pumpkin and the Grasshopper and the lunchbox, because it's got just this pin that slides up and down in there and you know, makes it flop. But this pin is actually a little more robust than the ones on the Tamayas. It's also shorter, but I've also seen guys put lunchbox and Midnight Pumpkin transmissions in these, so that may be an option in the future if this doesn't last. Anyway, all right, got the screws out. There's 4 of them. One thing I always forget is there's a hidden screw down inside of here. So if you're doing this to your Radio Shack truck, don't forget that screw, because you'll never get it apart. There's also bushings that go around the axles that you gotta pop off in order to make the cases separate easier. So anyway, just thought I'd point those 2 things out. All right, so I'm gonna show you this. The way these Radio Shack ones were designed by, I believe Tayo is who made these for them. They have this, it's almost like a slipper clutch assembly in here, and that keeps it from, basically from grenading itself. And you can go ahead and epoxy those if you want to. I'm not sure if I'm going to, because this has been a pretty reliable truck. I'm going to go ahead and pull this other screw out of here and separate the inside gears so I can get that motor off of there. As far as the motor goes, you can see there's a little bit difference in size. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to see if it'll fit into this half of the case first before I even attempt doing this. Alright, well, we've got it apart, and I can tell you just by looking at this, sadly, that this brushless motor is not going to work at all. So now it's back to the drawing board, I guess, and see what we can find. Alright, so you can see this one is basically 380, 390 millimeters, somewhere in there. And, oh, almost lost you there. This one here is right at 280, 290, so somewhere in there. So we're gonna have to find like a 280. I really thought this one would work, but I do have a whole entire parts truck transmission that I believe has one of these motors. I mean, we could always replace it, but I really want to do brushless on this thing. I thought I'd add that this is a 2838, and I thought that that's what I had put in a little frame buggy, but this is actually a 2345. So yeah, it looks like that's actually what I need to order, is a 2345. So we'll see, and I got other stuff that motor will fit, and so we'll make things happen. All right, well, what I did was I went to Amazon and I ordered the correct motor, same motor that I put in the little Radio Shack frame buggy, so that should work. I've gotten the sickness that the family got this week. I'm not feeling great, or this past week, so I'm not feeling great. Don't know how much motivation I'm going to have this week, but anyway, thought I'd let you guys know that this is not hopeless, and I ordered the right parts, and that always helps. So anyway, with that, have a great day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe.